What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Captain Marvel issue number 37. If you have not been keeping up with this series, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's gonna get you caught up on everything that has been going on with Kelly Thompson's run since the Empire event. With artist Julius Ota, color artist is Ruth Redman, letterer is VC's Clayton Cowles. We are jumping into a brand new story arc. Coming out of the events of the last of the Marvels, Captain Marvel has a new friend. That friend is Binary. This Binary is a sentient being that Captain Marvel had created. Somehow it had been enhanced with trace DNA and Phoenix energy left behind on the planet, which means she is mixed with Phoenix energy and Captain Marvel. And with Binary being brand new to life itself, Captain Marvel has a lot to show her. Be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we dive into issue number 37, we are picking up in New York City. We have a fight currently going on between Snats, Captain Marvel, and Spectrum. These creatures called Snats, we have definitely seen them before. The last time we saw them was issue number 27 of Captain Marvel. Not really sure what they want. They keep coming for Carol Danvers, saying that her days are limited and they have come to end her. And with one of the Snap men coming up to her, letting her know that she is going to be brought down, this is where he gets shot out of the sky. With him getting shot down, we see the arrival of Binary. And as both Carol and Monica watch her fly down from the sky, they cannot help but how much she resembles Marvel, how much she resembles Captain Marvel. She's a little bit of everybody, possibly even Vox Supreme. At this point, they really just don't know what she is. But she has been helping them fight crime. She has been really learning what the Earth is and what everything about humanity entails. With our heroes sending the Snats and the Snap men back to where they came from, we see a construction worker come up and tell Captain Marvel that she would look much better in a skirt. Now, we're going to talk about this at the end of the comic because I'm not a fan of them throwing this in here. And we're going to talk about why when I get to the end. But when this guy says this stuff, we see Binary punch him in the face. Captain Marvel tries to explain to her that you can't do this, that you can't just punch people because they say something rude. No matter if he may have deserved it or not, the fact of the matter is you can't go around punching people because they say mean things to you. Making sure that the guy's okay, they recognize they have a huge crowd around them. Thinking maybe it's time to get out of here, what they do is steal the car of Tony Stark. They're going on a bit of a road trip because while they're not necessarily wanting to train Binary, what they do want to teach her is how to interact with humanity, to teach her all of the great things about what makes humans such a fascinating creature. But for the time being, she wants to go somewhere quiet, somewhere where there's not a huge, gigantic crowd. And that is what brings us to a diner somewhere in the middle of nowhere. As everyone sits down, the waitress takes their orders. Binary ordering a normal amount of pancakes, as she says. She starts gulping them down without hesitation. Some children on the other side of the diner, they do see Binary. They've never seen her before. They've never seen a person that has hair on fire. And so of course they're all very interested. Binary going over to say hellos. She ends up sitting down and playing with a tiny little kitten. As the children begin telling her about cartoons and everything that they love and adore about life, she can't help but fall in love with this little kitty. And of course, Binary wants to keep the cat, but Carol Danvers lets her know that it's something you can't do. Like right now, you don't have a home. Like you're living with me, you're staying with me, we're teaching you about the world. Maybe one day you would like to venture out and go do your own thing and get your own place, so on and so forth, then you can have a cat. But for the time being, we're not having a cat back in my place. But before they can have too much fun, this is where we see the Snats and the Snap Men make their arrival yet again, coming back for yet another round of butt kicking. Our three heroes walking outside this diner, and they start laying down some haymakers. One by one, the Snats and the Snapmen, they are getting taken down. But this is where we see a Snapman come from behind Carol Danvers and hit her in the shoulder. Now this stab that he does, something in his hand is able to cut her. We see Captain Marvel bleed. Not really sure of what this is. They shoot all of them back into their portal, it seals up, and the battle is won for today. But Monica quickly recognizes that Carol just took a puncture wound. Captain Marvel hasn't got a puncture wound, and she doesn't know how long. And so if these guys have the capability to make her bleed, that means they have the capability to kill Captain Marvel. As they begin to wonder where Binary might be, this is when they go over to the side of the road, and that tiny little cat, it had died, no longer purring. Binary doesn't really understand what death is yet, as Captain Marvel begins to really explain how life and death works, how Monica, how Carol, and Binary, they're all very strong individuals. They're very durable, they're not very breakable, but kittens like this, little people, these things are all very breakable, and if you use too much strength, they could get hurt. And in all of the chaos, this little cat lost its life, giving it a proper burial. They also explain to her why burial is important in the human nature, in human culture, with Captain Marvel attempting to try and cheer her up in any way she can. This is when they head to Las Vegas, calling in all of the girls. This is where we see the arrival of Hazmat Spider-Woman, the Accuser, aka Captain Marvel's sister, and Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk. And Binary, in this dance club, she is experiencing one of the great things of life, being able to let loose, have a good time, and just live in the moment. With our ladies partying all night long. They party so long that the club closes down. And so with everybody showing Binary an amazing night, we see the Accuser teleport them back to Captain Marvel's apartment. As Binary begins to look around this place, L'Oreal lets her know that you probably shouldn't watch The Bachelor, because you're just gonna walk away from it completely with a heartache and so full of pain, saying that Ashley 5 is going to be avenged. Binary repeating this, saying Ashley 5, honor will be avenged. And as Carol walks into her room, this is where she opens the door to a blinding light. Not really sure what this is. In a matter of seconds, we see Captain Marvel disappear. Binary and her sister going into the room to look for her, and there is no trace. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this one's a little bit disappointing. And I'm gonna say that because, first off, the construction worker walking up to Captain Marvel, of all people, and telling her that she needs to be in a skirt. I don't find that realistic, even in the slightest bit. Like, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of guys out there that are just douchebags. But I think a lot of those douchebags would definitely be put in check walking up to someone like Captain Marvel, who could incinerate their face straight off of their skull, or use an energy blast, you know, whatever. My point being that these are powerful women, and I don't see just douchebags walking up off the street being like, oh, hey, yeah, why don't you put a skirt on? Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Now, with that being said, it was a really fun, like, girl issue. You know, it wasn't really my thing. I'm definitely not a huge fan of this issue, and that's hard for me to say because I really have loved everything Kelly has been putting out all the way back since the beginning of the series. But it comes down to this comic just wasn't for me. This would definitely be something I might pick up for my daughter though, because it's really just showing girls having fun, and it's honestly innocent fun too. They're living life, and they're showing Binary what it is to actually live, to enjoy what humanity has to offer you. My biggest question I'm left wondering is why they haven't taken Binary to Tony Stark or Reed Richards or any of these individuals that can truly find out the nature of her powers, her abilities, her origins. If this is something that is going to be permanent, and creating Binary, has Captain Marvel made herself weaker? Is that why she was able to have her skin punctured? Or do the Snapmen have some kind of weapon or magic or something like that that can puncture her skin. These are all things that I would have very much enjoyed them trying to piece together, even giving us a little bit of information, but really they focus more on the relationship aspect of things. And while that's not a horrible way to go, like I said, it's just not for me. But I'm really hoping the next issue can pick up and bring us some more clarity to what is going on here. Like always, I never have a complaint when it comes to the Captain Marvel artwork. That stuff is always absolutely phenomenal, and I love seeing Binary as her own sentient being. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to help support the channel, you can always donate by hitting the Super Thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the YouTube channel, and it helps us out tremendously. If you can't do that, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, like this video, and until the next breakdown.